Adam Sandler talks to Safdie Bros Picture. We got more details on James Gunn's DC plan. And Dominic Thorne talks Ironheart and RGJ's words of encouragement. All this and more on this week's episode of Freeze Frame.
Welcome back to Freeze Frame, brought to you by Strictly Casual, the show where we stop to take a moment to discuss all the heavily talked about news of the week having to do with movies, TV, streaming, and pop culture. I'm one of your hosts, Vincent DeSantis, and joined, as always, by Ryder Maldonado, baby. Ryder, how you doing?
Doing great. It's a good week. It's going to be a busy week.
Good. We start every episode with that.
Do we?
Welcome to episode 97. We do. I say the same thing.
Yeah.
Guys, if you're on audio platforms, leave us a review. It helps us out a lot. Hop in Discord to stay up to date and join our community. We got TikTok for quick updates and news on anything pop culture, Instagram, Twitter, and tomorrow, Ryder will be live for the Ant-Man premiere. Sorry, not tomorrow, tonight, as of recording, which is Monday, February 6th. You'll be live at what time on YouTube?
4:45 p.m. PST.
Gotcha.
So 5.
This is a busy day for you.
Yeah.
You have podcast, you got school, you got a project, you have Ant-Man premiere. Wild.
Yeah, as soon as I'm done, I'm running back here and perfect timing to do it.
It's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
A lot of damage. Ryder, we saw a movie this week.
We did, yeah.
We got to hang out.
We got to see each other. It was a great time. Oh my goodness. Fun time. And we got to enjoy a new picture from a little director called M. Night Shyamalan. Knock at the Cabin.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Interesting picture. Interesting film. Had an interesting concept, really. What were your thoughts now that you've been able to dwell in it? How are you feeling? You feel a little better about it? A little worse? Or
I think the movie's shot really well. That's the one thing I'll give it right off the bat. I think it looks very visually pretty. I think the premise is good. It's got a good setup. It throws you right into the movie. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately for me, this is my complaint with Nope as well, is that the payoff at the end doesn't warrant like the excitement of the movie. Like it's not a satisfying ending by any means, or like, whoa, that's great. It's not what you expect from M. Night Shyamalan's old stuff. It's what you expect from M. Night Shyamalan's new stuff, where you're like, okay, that was the twist. Got it. That's what it is. Okay. And so that was a little disappointing, but the journey to get there was very entertaining. Very entertaining.
Yeah, it was definitely an entertaining film for sure. I saw a little quote that, like, you know how the intro was the original, one of the older Universal logos, and that's apparently because he used lenses from the 70s to evoke that disaster film feel from back then, those classic films, which, I mean, I felt that. It felt very shot beautifully, so...
It was a good-looking movie.
Good looking for sure. And
it looks like it was shot on older glass. Like, it's not like...
It didn't feel digital.
Here's the good, sharp. Like... comparison is like any sort of streaming show rom-com or something uses like perfect lenses in a sense where it's like just like there's no quality to them, whereas this had like a lot of like not grain because that's like a lot put on after, but like the bokeh in the background, the way the light hits and everything was really nice. It was just a good looking movie. But Dave Bautista, we were talking about him a couple weeks ago on how he's like, you know, popping off, doing all this stuff. And he really was the star of this movie. He shined in this movie. It was a great showcase for his acting ability, I think.
Yeah, we're seeing his range a lot. Like in Glass Onion, he has comedic chops. He's very funny. And of course in Marvel, we know he's funny. But in this too, he has a very nurturing...
Scary.
He has a good balance of being scary and kind of imposing, but also... very kind and well-spoken, and he can be very soft with himself, which I think is good for an actor of his size and scale. But he's good at kind of toning it back and feeling so like, oh, I can talk to this guy. I can, I don't know. He has a good presence. He has good presence on screen. And I guess my little last point about the story is that the trailer posed a good question. And as we watched the film, I was, selfishly expecting answers, and I didn't really get that many. Which didn't really, I guess, ruin it, but I was left very confused, and I guess maybe I missed out on something because I didn't really get it. I think you got it. I don't think it goes deeper. Okay.
Like I think what they give you is what you get in that movie.
Okay, true. That is true.
And
which is okay. I mean, it's like
before we watched this, I saw a lot of people talking about like, oh, this is M. Night's return to form. Like this is back in the right direction for him, back on the right track. And to me, it's not, because in all the other ones, you're left with this sense of like, oh my God, I have to rewatch the movie now, knowing what I know now. I'll get a different viewpoint. As with this one, I'm like, okay, like I don't really want, I don't care about, I'm not thinking about rewatching it.
Yeah.
You know,
it was more so.
I'm glad I experienced it once.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Interesting stuff.
I'll always go back to Signs though. Dang, I gotta go watch Signs again. Good movie.
Yeah, M. Night's older ones will always be like classic, man. The Village, dude. The Village hits, dude. That movie's great too.
Yeah, Village is. See, big twist that makes you want to rewatch to understand what's going on, but not this one.
No, yeah, but
I mean, it's still enjoyable.
Yeah, check it out for yourself. See what you think. Let us know.
What do you got for us?
Okay, I guess we could talk Dominic Thorne. I guess we'll talk Dominic Thorne and we'll get this one out of the way with Robert Downey Jr. So Dominic Thorne is going to be playing Riri Williams, the new Ironheart. And so she's talking with, she already is. She is in Black Panther, and now she's getting her new series. But I thought it was pretty cool that Robert Downey Jr., of course, Iron Man, the leader of the MCU for the past couple of years. Well, not anymore, but, you know.
I feel like we've done this story before.
Really? I don't.
Totally.
I think it was RDJ giving other people, like, words of advice. Maybe.
Could be.
I don't remember reading about this one, but she said Robert Downey Jr. had some words of encouragement for her in the future of the MCU. There was an interview going on about Black Panther Wakanda Forever, and she's talking about getting advice from him, which is pretty cool. Here's a little quote about what she says. He did give me advice. It was actually a really great conversation. I think the timing was what was the most significant. It was right at the tail end of filming. Obviously, I'm sure, as you can imagine, it was such a whirlwind one. He shared a lot about making sure that Riri is her own person and all the things I can obviously attribute to her existence and what it means, what it represents, what it can offer. Really just in the vein of being authentic to that and true to that and nurturing that. And then I think the second half, I have to keep near and dear to my heart. He definitely gave me a piece, some words of encouragement for as I continue to navigate what this life can be, which I appreciate. But yeah, it was a good conversation for sure, which, I know is probably more special for her and we're just hearing this on the outside, but I think it's really cool that this is what the character is in the comics, right? Like there's always a sense of shadow to Iron Man, and she's like trying to be her own person. She's struggling with that in school, and people are constantly like, hey, how's the projects going? Like, what are you working on next? And she's like, I'm dealing with my own thing. I'm doing it, I'll work on it. But yeah, I think that's really cool to hear that. I mean, of course, we are expected that she wants to make it her own. And it's just nice to see that RDJ is still being a beacon and a good positive influence of like, hey, I'm not with the MCU anymore, but here's some advice and here's some nice words. Like kind stuff is like, I love to hear kind stuff about any actor, really. It's like, good on you, respect.
Yeah. I feel like, I really, really feel like we've had this like exact talk before, like about him talking to Riri. Like becoming Ironheart. Like I feel like maybe before Black Panther came out, we had one like this.
I guess I'm just forgetting. I'm sorry, but I'm sure you're right. Yeah, of course.
But I like how RGJ is passing down his words of not just encouragement, but like he stands up. He's standing up for these people, which in a way, which is really cool too. So even though he's like done with it, he still has enough heart in it to want to reach out and be a good navigator.
It's not like it's like, oh, I'm just throwing it away, like, oh, I'm done with it. No, it's like, hey, keep it up with you.
No, it's a amicable parting. He had his run and he's done. Yeah. And now he's like, it's still part of him. Doesn't mean because he's done, it's like forgotten about and time to move on in life. It was like 10 plus years of his life. So it's crazy.
I want to ask you, because like he died, it's not like he's still alive. Seeing him come back as like a variant or really anything of that capacity, would you look past the kind of obviousness of him like, oh wow, RDJ came back? Or would you say this is cool because he's a variant?
It's too hard to look past, specifically because they already have there's already like a plot hole to me in the MCU of Doctor Strange can go into any universe, and it's always Benedict Cumberbatch in every universe, versus any other person that goes in any other universe, it's a different actor or person. So if they were to bring Robert Downey Jr. back, it would literally be because Robert Downey Jr. is back. Like, there's no other reason. That is the reason, is to sell. That's it for me.
it would be crazy if it's like an Iron Man suit, right? Everyone's freaking out, RDJ, but the mask comes up and it's someone else, right? Like that would be.
Well, I think that's
better.
the move.
That's the
I
move.
think that's the
Yeah.
move. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it was Robert Downey Jr., he has no emotional connection to what you've watched over the 10 years.
Yeah.
It's only like, it's like you're watching through this hazed glass of like, I know what you were in another universe. Like,
Yeah, it's like
how sad.
yeah, it's
I don't
like
know.
you
Yeah, I'd
look
rather
like
just-
my Tony, and it's like I have no
Yeah.
idea what all you're talking about. It's like
Just
no,
cast
you
someone
do.
else.
Yeah, no, yeah. No, yeah.
I
it's
really don't
interesting.
like the Doctor Strange thing that he's the same in every universe.
It is
Like, I wish they just
weird,
casted different people and stuff like that.
Yeah. For like dark. I know it's just him. Like, oh, I'm the star. Let me go crazy with my acting. But yeah, that's funny how you have Reed Richards. They're gonna have completely different reads.
Right. Oh,
And-
there we go. That's what I needed in my example. Is
Yeah.
we're gonna have we have Reed Richards in one universe, and he's gonna be a different actor in another. Whereas Kang's gonna be the same in every single universe, same actor.
Funny. It's funny. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I am.
I don't know how that works.
with you. Yeah. It's
Maybe
funny
they
how they've done
explain
that.
it.
Yeah.
Maybe they explain it.
Maybe we'll see. But yeah. Anyways, back to finalize this off. I'm excited for Ironheart. I really am. Like, what I don't like really is the use of CGI that kind of ruins the authenticity of a suit. The way they used to do it with like a real suit, it looks so good. But I think the CGI kind of makes it look cartoony. But I hope that the story is great.
You got to think too, like in Iron Man 1, when they use the suit, like there are some instances where they shoot him in the suit, and there's some instances where it's just all CGI. But that's the biggest piece of CGI in the movie. But now, suit is like one suit is such a small piece of CGI in a greater movie. Whereas like Wakanda Forever is like you have full underwater scenes with CG locations that you're fighting and like shot to shot. That like a suit is such a small piece now.
That's true. That's true.
Which is weird. There can't be a focus on it because you have to focus on other things.
Oh yeah, good point. So yeah, maybe for the show they're like, hey, let's focus on this. Is
They
like
have
our
to.
focus here is like the Ironheart suit. We have to make sure we get that right first. Yeah, so that's cool. Yeah,
Let's face it. Marvel has like, they are taking leaps in like innovative directions with CGI.
yeah.
I think we take that for granted sometimes in the newer movies. I think obviously it sucks that the VFX workers they don't feel like we talked about this a while ago, but the VFX workers feel like they're crunching and
Doing a lot,
doing all sorts of stuff.
projects.
Yeah, doing too much. A lot of work that isn't even put in the movie, all this kind of stuff. But like, regardless, Marvel's been doing crazy stuff with CGI, and if it feels like the last couple of years haven't been innovative, it's been more instead of new. And that's the part that's hard. Whereas like Iron Man 1, you have someone flying around in an Iron Man suit and it's looking damn near realistic, fighting in war.
Creative.
Like it looks, it's creative, it's new, you haven't seen it before.
Yeah.
And now it's like, we've seen it, but let's just do more of it.
Yeah.
Let's just go more, not new ways.
CGI should be, hey, let's be creative versus it's like, oh, let's just CGI it. Now they're just using it as a tool they have for nothing. It's like, no, let's be creative with this. Let's see, do we have to do CGI? Can we do practical?
This is so funny. Paul Rudd was on a carpet talking about something, and he was talking about just experiences on set and stuff. And he was like, "Oh, we actually built a set for one scene." Like saying like it was a big deal that they built
for
one
Quantumania.
set.
Oh my
They built
god!
one set. That means they shot the rest on green screen or whatever. Like, which is just funny. He was excited about the day when they went in and there was a real set that they shot on. He's like, I was stepping on dirt, like it was real.
That's crazy because we've seen the trailers and you made the joke and I was like, yeah, no, you're right about this whole movie looks CGI. I'm like, oh my god, you're right. They're the whole movie is in the quantum realm. It's all fake. None of it is real. So that's hilarious. They had one set.
It was really funny. I mean, I'm sure they have more than one set, but he was talking about one day when they were on set, they had to bring in this dirt to set.
Oh yeah, and they're like,
and it wasn't even just that it was dirt. They ended up getting a really good deal on it. Like the production ended up being like manure dirt, and so it smelled really bad, and they had to like stop filming that day, get new dirt the next day, and keep going. It's funny.
That's crazy.
Funny story.
Yeah, we'll see how the backgrounds look because I don't know if it's a volume or like CGI or whatever. We'll see.
I have no clue. Yeah.
All right. Well, there you have it. I guess we can move on now. Let's move on to whatever you pick.
Mr. Sandler, the Sandman.
Sandman, dude.
And the Safdie brothers. Their next film is going, quote, pretty amazing. And the first draft of the film was 340 pages. Now, if you're unaware, right now, like typically a movie script, one page is 1 minute of time. That's how it breaks down. So this would mean at 300, obviously first draft, they're going to cut it down. They're going to cut scenes, consolidate stuff. But if this was made right now, this would be a 340-minute film, which is so long. That is like, what, 3.5 hours?
Yeah, that's, well, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. Yeah, that's a little under 6 hours.
120. Oh, yeah, way over 3 hours.
6.
Yeah, that would be a lot. This is a quote. It says, they've been writing, this is a quote from Adam Sandler. They've been writing this movie we're supposed to do together for a couple years. They'll just write hundreds and hundreds of pages. I'll read them and I'll say, I like the part when this. And they'll be like, oh, that's not it anymore. We did a whole other thing. We're going to send you a new draft. They just don't stop writing and thinking and coming at every angle they can. And in this movie, we are going to do is pretty amazing. The first draft of the new one was 340 pages. It was insane and it was great.
That sounds exciting.
It's really cool to me that Adam Sandler's going to be starring in this movie, but he's also so involved with them. Like, yeah, that's like he's getting sent process. First drafts. It's not like he has to audition for this or anything. He knows it's already done. It's already set in stone. They're doing it with Adam Sandler.
They both lucked out with each other. I think Safdies were like, "Yo, we have gold pairing with Adam," and Adam is like, "Great, you guys are like utilizing me in a way that no other director is," and finally I can express myself in a way that's different, right? And he's getting awards for even Uncut Gems now, and he's so recognized differently.
Hustle
too. Yeah, so many movies that he can have fun with. And I think we don't know anything about the story. We know nothing about the genre, but they're saying maybe it's akin to the same type of vibe to Uncut Gems. That's we know nothing. So
I think it's safe to say that it is going to be an anxiety-inducing, fast-paced movie. Because if Good Time and Uncut Gems have anything to say, it's probably that. But I don't see it being about gambling, right? Not again. It won't be about gambling.
Passion, maybe like a
Will it be
career?
About crime?
Oh, that would be great.
But I mean, Good Time and Uncut Gems are about crime.
Yeah. I mean,
I have a feeling they'd want to just go a completely different direction with Adam.
Yeah, they do like a.
He's not going to play Howie again. He's going to be a different character.
There's so many things they could do. Yeah. I'm
very excited for this. I mean, Uncut Gems and Good Time are such good movies. I love them.
Yeah, I'm excited for this too. We'll keep an eye out because I know that this film will be one of those that's like, oh, watch this in theaters.
I'll be there.
Yeah, I'll be there fast. But yeah, keep up.
Yeah, hit me with some James Gunn.
Okay, well, let me hit you with some James Gunn and the new DC plan. We got some more little details here. These are things that you might not have noticed. As all the news was going on, there's a lot of big stuff about new movies and stuff like that. But here's some tiny details that are still significant. He talks about Henry Cavill. James Gunn was mentioning, he said that they didn't fire Henry Cavill, that he was never cast. He says, for me, it's about who do I want to cast as Superman and who do the filmmakers we have want to cast. And for me, this story isn't Henry. So there's something going to that. Like, just didn't work out. It's just bad timing. And
right.
They're going young, right?
Do you think this is the last time we see Superman or Henry Cavill as Superman? Do you think it's over?
I don't think so because they can. There's a multiverse in the DC. They could do that where
we're like 15 years from that though. He might be over it. Henry Cavill might be over it.
Or maybe Henry Cavill's not Superman, but he's like, I am your father. Like he's
oh, he's Jor-El or whatever.
Yeah.
Or not Jor-El.
No, but you know what I mean. He's like that guy. So like that would be cool. And he has the beard. He's like, hello. Yeah.
On
Clark.
Krypton.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Every time we talk about Superman, I always just want to go back and watch the 60s Christopher Reeve ones. Like,
oh yeah,
they're so good. Or not 60s. Yeah, 60s. Yeah.
He's so amazing. Like seeing him perform, he's like such a nice guy. He's and
the movies are unbeatable. They're unbeatable.
Have you seen that? I don't know if it's in the Man of Steel movie. I don't know if it's edited, but that when Henry Cavill's doing a scene with the Machine in Man of Steel, some frames of his face kind of morph into Christopher Reeve. I don't know if you've seen that video on Twitter.
Idea.
Yeah, and it was apparently like
Zack
Snyder's like homage to Christopher Reeve, but that because his face is getting stretched by a machine, that a couple frames vaguely look like Christopher Reeve just for one frame or two.
Interesting.
And it was like,
idea.
Whoa. And people were like, oh my God, Henry Cavill's perfect for Superman.
Cool.
I'll have to find it. I'll send it to you. But yeah it goes around the internet sometimes. It goes viral a little bit. Okay, we have some more stuff. Peter Safran talks Batgirl on how it was not releasable. Now I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Can
but
you spill at this point?
Oh,
Or
I
no?
think yeah, I could say that I saw it.
Wait, hold on. Wait, say that again.
I've seen the Batgirl.
Yeah.
I've seen the Batgirl, and Peter Safran talks why they canceled it and why it was irredeemable, unreleasable, which I completely disagree. He says, I actually think that David Zaslav and the team made a very bold and courageous decision to cancel it because it would have hurt DC. Now, I mean, in comparison to...
You saw a pre-screening of this.
I did, in fact. I was one of the only groups to see Batgirl, and I don't know. I thought it was a great
50
film.
50 people around the world,
Yeah.
maybe less, saw this movie.
And the director was in attendance. The director of Miss Marvel. They were both there. They were both there.
Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser's in it as Firefly. No one will see his performance. I mean, listen, it was a great grounded film, but I'll tell you, it wasn't as bad as Black Adam. That's just of my own personal disliking towards the movie Black Adam. But Batgirl was great. Look, the actress that played her, she's fantastic as a superhero. And there's some moments of it with a certain Batman. I don't know. Can I just spoil the story? I don't know, but
The script's out there. No, they already.
out there?
The script
Okay.
is out. People know.
Michael
if they
Keaton's
would like.
Batman. Like, there's some wild stuff in there about the Wayne Manor. Like, he's Batman in this, so it's like, what the heck? It connects to that old Keaton Batman. But now with their new plan, I don't think that any of that's happening.
It doesn't fit.
It doesn't fit. So they're just like, just cancel it. But it was great.
It's tough, dude. That's
Like,
tough.
I don't want
Do
to
you think
say...
it's it would be an HBO Max movie if it came out.
100%.
Like, that would be the perfect place for it.
And it feels great for it. Like, it doesn't feel CW. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel that low stakes, but it is very, like, crime drama, just low, not that much big action set pieces. They fight on the back of a truck while it's driving through the city, so it's not really like
one.
and Fireflies are gonna blow up the city through tunnels. So I don't really know. Like, it's not like a big action movie that you'd watch in the theater on IMAX.
It's a bummer, dude. I would love to watch this.
Mm-hmm. The performance
I would love
is
to
great.
watch this.
Yeah, good film.
But you will be the only one.
Yeah,
Sad.
But I'll tell you what. I mean, hey, if they think it'll help their DC, then go ahead.
Make it a Otherworld project like they were talking about,
And there you go. That's a great idea.
Who knows?
We also have some real quick stuff. The Waller series is set between Peacemaker season 1 and 2. You got to watch Peacemaker, and and then we can see about Peacemaker season 2. I know it's
I'll give that a shot.
On the list of so many.
It's low on the list.
Yeah, very low on the list. Mm-hmm. And then we have some people who are among the writers helping James Gunn: Drew Goddard, Jeremy Slater, Christina Hudson, Crystal Henry, and Tom King. So it's looking like he has a team here helping him build the universe.
Which is great. That's like great. You get the writer of the comic books, which we'll get to in a few minutes, like helping out with the production of the show. You're always going to get more. You're going to get a perspective that you wouldn't have seen.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. And then James Mangold teased his interest in Swamp Thing following the movie's announcement. And you had a great idea about Michael Giacchino. I
think that is the answer.
Other people mentioned Guillermo del Toro. I was like, ooh, okay, yeah, that's great.
Also would be great.
I think there's a lot of directors out there that, like we both talked about, they can now throw their hand into the ring for DC because they don't have to worry about a cinematic universe. They can do their own thing with the other worlds, right?
Yeah.
If they wanted to make a Swamp Thing, they could have the Swamp Thing that's in the universe and one that's out, and they'll have fun with it. But there you have it, little details and stuff like that. I don't know if you have any final thoughts, notes. Just kind of interesting stuff.
Not really. Yeah, I'm just excited to see.
Yeah, me too.
When it happens. One more thing I wanted to bring up before we get into the clip is Netflix and their password dealio this whole week. A couple weeks ago, they announced that they were going to be doing whatever they could to stop password sharing, right? And everybody's up in arms because it's a bad decision for families that don't live in the same place, let's say. Also, it's just going to drop viewership on everything. They're going to have a skewed vision of what viewership looks like on certain shows, and it'll lead to more cancellation of shows that are actually watched more. So, like, if they do this, they'll get maybe half as many Netflix views in general. Like, it'll be a huge hit for them for numbers, which is crazy. Like, I would like to see highest viewed show versus their amount of subscriptions that they have, it's
Yeah.
got to be more. It's got to be
Uh-huh.
more. There's got to be more people watching
Mm-hmm.
like the show per subscription, which is crazy.
Yeah, no, yeah. This is tough too because I know a lot of people share, and like you said, like it's beneficial for a lot of people. But I do understand there's a lot of people that are hacking the system and cheating it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess they're just like cancel it all together, shut it down.
It's
But
crazy. So their plan, which they released, was that you have to sign in once a month from the location that your
Oh.
account is purchased in. So like, let's say, for instance, I live in LA. My dad pays for Netflix in the Bay Area. That would mean that I would have to travel to the Bay Area where I live, enter the password in, and then come back down to be able to watch it from here. There's no other way. Like, I wouldn't be able to log in because I don't have my billing address. Like, I'm not in my billing address.
Couldn't he like log in for you using your email and password and address?
No, because
No?
it's checking your location. Like, it knows I'm in LA.
Oh my gosh, from like devices you've logged into?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's the same way with like Voodoo. Voodoo has a thing called disc to digital, and it's a way to scan your discs and convert them into digital movies for $2. And you can do 100 of those a year. So, which is pretty crazy. That's great.
Yeah,
You could scan
wow.
any disc you own or any disc you find for that matter. Scan it and it's $2 and it's in the Voodoo instead of a $15 movie or whatever.
Yeah, wow.
But you can only do that at the place that you created your account because it thinks that other people are doing it and adding movies to the collection, and that's hacking the system. So I cannot do that from down here, which sucks because I made my account up in the Bay Area.
Oh man, that's wild. Interesting because
Yeah.
I don't know how that stuff works. Like I know you just explained it, but I still just don't know how it works.
Like
You know,
the
like,
technology
actually-
behind it.
the technology behind it. So that's
Well,
like
I think it just
damn.
reads. It's like your account's created here, you're
yeah.
here, and
it
therefore
blocks that,
you can't
yeah.
do it. That's
Dang.
it. Yeah.
That's such that's great. Interesting to be like, yeah, we're shutting down.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see.
So
We'll see how much Netflix actually takes a hit from this. Because when did
They
it
reverted it.
start?
they reverted it.
Oh, they went back.
2 days ago. They
Oh.
said, we might not do that.
Okay.
After the
okay.
huge backlash on the internet.
Back to the drawing board. They're like, we got to figure this out. We'll be back. We'll be back. though, with the
Exactly.
hammer.
They're gonna figure that out. And they have a tweet from like 2017 or something that says something about sharing a password with your friends or something like that.
Yeah, it's like love is sharing a password, and then
love is sharing a password.
Everyone's like, this didn't age well. No,
You're
not
like,
good.
wow, you would.
Ah,
You would,
that's funny.
Netflix.
Okay, we'll keep you up to date. We'll find out. We'll find out what's going on with Netflix and their password stuff.
I'm gonna count you in, Ryder. Ready?
Here we go.
In 3, 2, 1.
Well, DC comic book sales seem to be going up following James Gunn's recent DC plan for the future. And yeah, we have a lot to talk about when it comes to comic book reading, sales, what this does for the industry, how this just changes it.
Yeah.
It makes a good impact. What do we got here? Let's see.
I mean, something that's really cool to me is that these comic book movies, whether it's DC, Marvel, anything, they have source material. That source material's been here for so long, and the movies have totally not overshadowed, but overtaken what comic books, the stories of comic books and all that. So this last week when we got announcements from James Gunn about the current DC slate coming forward, or future DC slate going forward, he was very intentional about saying what inspired the movies and the source material that they're kind of adapting. I'm sure they'll be a little bit different. But these exact books that he described are top sellers on Amazon, sold out on comic book shops, dude.
Love to see it.
It is so cool. You'd love to see that. For instance, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, written by Tom King, that is going to be the source material for the Supergirl movie that they're making, which is very cool. And of course, this has been a book that's been recommended to me. This last year, I've gotten like a lot more into comic books, which has been really awesome.
Yeah.
And totally sold out on Amazon, every online place I could find. So I was like, I'm going to go to the local comic book store just to try to go see if they have it. So I went. He's like, dude, we sold out no less than an hour after James Gunn made his announcement. He's like, I tried to stock up too. The distributor's out of copy. Like everything's on back order. He can't order any more for the shop. I thought it was so fascinating, dude.
Yeah, it's also nice to see, so like you said, Supergirl's #1, Batman by Grant Morrison's #2, and then All-Star Superman, #3 bestsellers right now on online.
Superman by Grant Morrison, right? Or is it Batman by Grant Morrison?
Batman by Grant Morrison, and then the All-Star Superman. I don't know who's the original for that, but it's cool because, like we said, James Gunn name dropped the specific comics to research for Swamp Thing, The Authority, the Themyscira show they're doing, every single one, so that way you know what to expect. And so to have that direct comic book reference, it's good for, of course, comic book authors. It's good for comic book creators and, like you said, distributors. And it's good for people out there to understand, like, look, they're now their source material. Go out there and read it, enjoy it, to see the amazing stories that are out there, not just in film.
And comic books are extremely daunting at first. Like, let's say a movie comes out or whatever, and you wanted to read something about it. It's really hard to just say, oh, I'll just buy this compendium with a bunch of different issues in it, because you're not actually getting a story. You're just getting, like, picked out pieces of this character from different stories. It's like, where do you even start? But I saw this with Moon Knight a lot, because Moon Knight was a character that wasn't necessarily known as much. And so people are like, oh, I would like to know more about him. And here's the comic books. There's not a ton of comic books about Moon Knight, so it was very easy to say, oh, I want to do this line by this person. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's already there. Whereas Iron Man, if you wanted to read an Iron Man comic, there's 50 different runs by 50 different authors spanning however many years. Where do you even jump in? So this is really cool. Superman and Supergirl, they've had comics for so long. Where do you jump in? Well, now you know. Here's the source material. Here you know. You can check it out if you'd like to. And I think that's awesome. I think it's so cool to be promoting comic books and having these sales happen, even though this is all for movies and TV shows. Like, this should be the byproduct of every single movie that comes out, is a huge comic spike in the movies that you're making, I think.
Absolutely. And like you said, you make a great point that even more obscure characters and people that we don't know, Batman the Brave and the Bold, I don't know about Damian Wayne Robin, but people are like, oh, now they're going to go more mainstream. The Authority, another team, right? I don't know about. These characters are going to come into the light, and we're going to start seeing more obscure characters that are like, even Peacemaker, people had no idea who he was. Now he's a household name now. So it's cool to see. It's like, just do the research, put in the time, and you'll start to understand who these characters are. You can form your own arguments, opinions, stuff like that. Now we got the comic book backstories.
You know, it's a beautiful thing. If people aren't interested in the comic books too, they don't have to check them out. But if you are, you know exactly what you can go check out. And I will definitely be getting Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow eventually when it comes out, because I think the art style is really, really cool in there. I'm excited to check that out.
Will you be getting these comics?
Will you be checking out these comics?
Let us know. No, seriously, let us know if you're interested in the DC slate, if you're getting comics, if you're trying to pick them up. Good luck online, I guess. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Happy for me to hear it. I'm happy to hear it.
I am happy too. I hope that Marvel follows suit with some of this too in the next announcement, saying like, oh, we're adapting this line, or this movie is completely new. We're taking characters from this, this, and this, but this is a new storyline you haven't seen yet. I would love to hear that.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. That'd be really cool. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you. Well, actually, this is episode 97 of Freeze Frame. If you want to listen to the entire episode, you can go to audio platforms, check out Strictly Casual, Freeze Frame, Strictly Casual. It's a little yellow box and it says Freeze Frame. You can click it right there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out. Beautiful. That's great.
There you have it. Good stuff. Okay, let's get to some kind of lighter headlines. Not really that much, but still significant in this past week. Viola Davis is now an EGOT winner. Last night was the Grammys, and she just won a Grammy. She said, I'm really emotional. My life has come full circle. She is the third Black woman in history to get this achievement. So huge congrats to her. Big rounds of applause. Nice. Pretty crazy stuff. That's awesome to have a Emmy, Grammy, Tony, and an Oscar. Oh man,
it's a hell of a
wild
of a thing.
Crazy. Definitely happy.
That is insane.
Yeah.
I don't know who this is. I don't know this. Yeah, you go.
Austin Abrams has been cast in John Watt's next film. Now, the significant part of it is Austin Abrams, cool, happy for him. But John Watt's new film is going to be George Clooney and Brad Pitt together. It's going to be about two lone fixers who are assigned on the same job. I just thought it was interesting that we find out what John Watts is doing.
I like it. John Watts is like, I can't do this kiddie Marvel stuff no more. He's like, I'm going to do a gritty crime fixer drama, like with Brad Pitt and George Clooney.
Yeah, I was like, what? So I was like, okay. Moving on to bigger stuff. Cool.
Good for him.
I'm excited for that.
It's good. Yeah. And then we have a trailer shopping during the Super Bowl. This is something you're really excited about, right?
This is more mainstream. There's probably going to be more stuff, but this is just definitely like
besides all this, I'm excited for the trailer that drops that says, "Oh, you can watch it tonight," like of an obscure movie or like a Cloverfield sequel. That's like that was my favorite thing. When the Cloverfield, they were like, "We're dropping it tonight," and I watched it that night. That was awesome. That was such a cool moment.
I was so happy.
Even though the movie sucked so bad, it was horrible, but it was really cool. We got trailers dropping during the Super Bowl. We're gonna get The Flash confirmed. A lot of these are confirmed. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Fast 10, The Little Mermaid, Elemental, Scream 6, Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, Quantumania, and then maybe the Marvels trailer and maybe Indiana Jones 5 trailer. But do you know what's crazy about this, Ryder?
Yeah.
We've seen every single one of these films already in a trailer. Like I am the least bit excited to see more of these movies because these are all movies that rely heavily on, oh my God, like in the theater, like here's something that you haven't seen before. And they will have to show those things to try to get people in the theater. And I'm already sold on most of these movies to go see.
It's an unfortunate state of marketing now where they're revealing the big piece or the big action set piece or the big moment, like you said. And it's like, oh, now I know. Now I know.
I could get excited about a Marvel's teaser, the Marvel's teaser, because that's something I haven't seen and know nothing about. Or not know nothing about, but
I'm push-pull with like indie because you're right. I'm sold on the movie. I'm there day one, but
I've already seen it. I've already seen the trailer. I'm ready.
Like, I don't want to see any more of the bad guy or like they're probably gonna show the story of the Nazis. You've already seen more footage at
D23 too.
Yeah, well, it was essentially the same trailer. So luckily, but like Marvels, I have seen the trailer for the Marvels, and so if they show the same one,
that's true.
It's gonna be interesting because I don't know how much they want to reveal because there's a lot of story.
I don't want to see another trailer for Quantumania. Like I've seen so many, and now they have like tons of TV spots. Like Elemental, I've seen a full trailer. Little Mermaid does not have a full trailer yet, just like a teaser thing, like teaser. Where it goes underwater. So maybe I'd like to see more of that. Guardians, I've already seen enough. Flash, I mean, they have to do something with Flash because
it's time.
I mean, they have to make it look good. Yeah.
At this point, I don't know what. Oh man, yeah, that could get wild. Fast X, here we go. Fast X is the interesting one because. This is like the
trailer for that. I don't remember.
We have no trailer for that so far. We have the poster, and it's just Dom Toretto with a necklace. It looks kind of funny. It's like cinema,
a Jesus piece, dude.
Yeah,
he's like,
yeah. I wonder. I want to see what people think about it following the trailer, like because the action set pieces in comparison to the previous ones, I want to know if they're going to be more high stakes. I don't know how they can go crazier than space though. So.
We shall see.
I'm
excited to see that.
There you have it. And Alicia Silverstone releases a Cher and a Clueless new Super Bowl ad. Dude, she looked great. I gotta tell you, I don't know. I just thought she had the whole Clueless outfit. I mean, she's older now, but she looked great. So there's gonna be a ton of great iconic actors coming back. I think Breaking Bad's doing one
for Clueless.
Superman.
Oh, for Super Bowl trailer.
Yeah,
they always do that crap.
Yeah, they bring back.
Yeah, it's so funny.
That's what I watch. Do you have a team right now in the Super Bowl? No? Are they in your teams?
No. I mean, I was going for the Cowboys and the 49ers won, and then I was going for the 49ers, and now the 49ers are out, so forget it. I don't care now.
Yeah.
I hope the Chiefs win, though.
Yeah.
Over the Eagles.
Oh, yeah. No, I'll go Chiefs.
Blumhouse's live-action Five Nights at Freddy movie has begun filming. And great.
I'm a big fan of the Five Nights at Freddy's.
I know.
And I feel like...
They're 10 years too late for this movie.
Yeah. I think we get in with that. That's all. That's it. They're 10 years too late.
I don't know. I mean, it's just not in the peak of what it was, I guess. I think there's enough people that... It's a huge game. I'm sure people will go see it.
I just hope they make it horrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Because this isn't like spooky, I got you. This needs to be scary.
I never played it, so I don't know.
Guy from Scooby-Doo's going to be in it. We know about that. He signed a contract for 3 of these bad boys. We're getting 3.
Good God.
Blumhouse really pumping them out. Megan 2.0, these are getting 3.
Blumhouse goes crazy. Yeah.
They go wild. And then Michael B. Jordan says Creed 4 is happening, which is wild. I mean, we're getting 3 with John Majors and now a 4th.
There should be 10 Rocky movies at the end of this. 6 Rocky movies and 4 Creed movies confirmed.
That's 10 dude. Holy crap. How insane.
That is pretty crazy. Ryder, before we end this episode, what have you been watching this week?
Let's see. Let me go to the letterbox. We're starting some old movies, right? The Good and the Bad and the Ugly. Clint Eastwood. That's one that we are checking out in class. I rewatched Babylon Because my dad comes here, and when they go on streaming, I try to rewatch them. So we started Black Panther, haven't finished that, but then Babylon. The whole movie really, I felt ickier this time watching the whole movie.
Oh, because you watched it with your parents.
That's true, but also in general, I think when I saw it in the theater, a lot of it just kind of blurred past me. It was like blurry. Maybe because I had a cocktail or two. I don't know. We can't confirm.
Sure.
But now I was like watching, and I was like, oh wow, this really is like it's a lot, and I don't want to say I don't know why it's there, but that's the statement I'll just leave, right? I don't know why some of it's there, even though I know why. But then the ending hit, and it was really solid ending. So
okay, I'm excited to pick it back up and watch it. I've started it this week. I got about 45 minutes in, and it was I was like, I can't do it right now. Like, not that it's bad. I was enjoying it. It's funny. It's a lot. And that night I was like, I really just don't have I can't just turn off and watch this movie right now. Like I for some reason something was blocking my head to do that. Yeah. But I do want to watch it, and I love Damien Chazelle, and I'm sure that I'm gonna get a good experience. I didn't have a negative or positive experience watching it. I was so neutral on it. I was like, this is grotesque I can't tell why yet. But also the characters are good. Like Margot Robbie, Brad Pitt, and Diego Calva are like pretty good so far. They're interesting at least.
I really admire. Well,
he was carrying, dude. Diego Calva was carrying the movie.
Yeah,
the first 45 minutes.
There's a lot of stuff that the characters do. I will say Diego Calva at his performance was what I admired. The character, there's some stuff about the character that's like iffy, but himself, the actor, I was like, cool, he's great. Cool. The ending makes it all worth it for me. So
everybody talks about this ending. I can't wait to experience it. Yeah.
And then that's about it. Oh, I finally watched Whiplash, dude.
Have you never watched Whiplash?
No, I have not.
That's a perfect movie.
I know. It was pretty great. It was amazing.
So good.
Because my mom was always like resisting on it because she hated Fletcher's character. She said, that guy's a jerk.
J.K. Simmons?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he is a jerk.
He's so horrible in the clips that I've shown. So she never wanted to see it. And I said, that's the point. So I finally pushed her to watch it. We watched it, and we were like, dang, that's a great movie. Passion, dude.
It is so intense.
Amazing, yeah.
The final scene, dude, where he gets on stage, and he's playing Whiplash, and like it cuts to the eyes of Fletcher, and it cuts back to the eyes. What's the main character's name? I forget.
We'll just say Miles Teller.
Miles. It cuts to Miles Teller's eyes, and it's just the moment of Fletcher. Like, do you think your interpretation that Andrew? Is your interpretation that Fletcher is proud of Andrew at the end, or is he upset at Andrew at the end?
Dude, that's the crazy thing, because it was like, I think they both won here. They both won because Fletcher was like, he selfishly won. You know what I mean? So I mean, he's happy that he finally has someone good, because remember, he's trying to make a student that's good. So I think he felt that with Andrew, because that's why he was taking off his jacket, and he was like, no, let's get into it. But also he's like, yeah, I'm back, baby. Like, he doesn't care about Andrew. I don't think he does.
No, he doesn't.
He's thinking about himself.
Shit.
But Andrew's
he's proud of himself for doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, and Andrew's like looking for that approval from the guy. He's so obsessed with getting his approval, which is like toxic. But
it's so good. It is such a good movie.
Great dynamic, man. Oh my god.
I see that so many times, and the music's so good. I know. The jazz club that he finds Fletcher in that random night. It's just all sorts of stuff. It's like so good. So good. Love that movie.
Really loved it.
I watched Battle Royale yesterday, which is a 2000s movie. Based on the book. And this is what Suzanne Collins based Hunger Games on. It's a direct rip-off copy of this, where the government's in disarray. Government's in disarray, and they have to send one 9th grade class of students to kill each other on an island every year. And this follows one class that has to go to the island and kill each other. There's different quadrants, same thing of like, you all get one weapon going into this. And then it's just all about the characters and the friendships and the I hate yous and the here's why I have to kill you, and not just because of the game, because I really don't like you in general. Like, it's just like that for 2 hours, and it's just kid on kid violence, and it's a lot. It's too much. It is too much.
I see this girl here in the orange shirt. She's like doing like a video. Is that?
Oh, she's the orientation video. She's like in Hunger Games, the really annoying like poofy hair character.
Oh yeah.
that explains the games. That's her.
Hey y'all, we're gonna be teaching you about
Exactly.
fighting. Like, oh
It's
man,
I mean, Hunger Games is a literal direct ripoff of
wow,
this.
crazy, dude. Wow, the more you know.
It's
Looks
it's
wild,
quite literally,
dude.
100 people drop into a map, one stands. It's the battle royale.
Dang, you saw the whole
But
movie, the whole thing?
yeah, I saw the movie. It was
Wow.
my girlfriend read the book, and she was like obsessed with the book. She thought it was so good, and so she's like, "We have to watch the movie because the movie's like apparently good." I didn't love it. She
Mhm.
didn't love it because it was like deviated far from the book, but
Yeah.
it was interesting at the very least to watch. I was like, "Oh, this is like the first of the battle royale genre." Like I can't think. There's nothing before that is
You
like, "Oh,
play
this is what a battle royale is."
They did it before Fortnite.
They did.
This
Yeah,
is funny
20
because
years before Fortnite.
I see the girl from Kill Bill. She's in it. That's cool. The
Who?
student, the little girl that was with the knives. I see the photo of her right here, and I can see she's in that one with like a knife.
I
She's wearing
didn't
yellow.
know.
Surprisingly enough,
Okay.
she's wearing yellow like Kill Bill, and I was like, "Oh,
That's so
she's from
funny.
Kill Bill."
Yeah, they're all
wow.
numbered like boy number 15, girl 14, boy number 5. Like it's so funny.
That's funny.
It was worth the watch. It's free on video right now, and so we gave it a shot.
Okay,
I watched
cool.
that, and then I also watched. We already talked about how good Puss in Boots was, right?
Oh, yeah, Puss in Boots. Everyone was talking about that. You saw it. I gotta see it.
Yeah, Puss in Boots best movie of the year so far. And then I watched Rush. Did I talk about Rush last week?
No, Rush.
Chris Hemsworth and oh my god, the
Daniel
Baron Zemo.
Daniel Bruhl?
Yeah.
Love him. Let's go.
This was about Niki Lauda, who's a F1 racer a long time ago.
Huh?
And I mean, just because my
Niki
roommate and I are
Lauda.
on a big F1 kick right now.
Yeah, dude.
And this is like probably the most high profile movie on F1 there is. So it was worth watching. It was okay. It deviates from history a little bit to make it
Oh.
more interesting for the movie, like more drama. Like these two characters hate each other, but in real life they're like friends with healthy competition. And it's like, it's hard to like, it's like, why make these people hate each other when in real life they did have these like crazy races against each other that were like super intense and they wanted to beat each other, but it was like not
They were just like,
a scream match. I hate you for winning this or something like this. So that was weird, but that's all I watched this week. And of course we're watching Last of Us.
oh yeah, we're talking Last of Us already. That's funny. When I look up the photos of Niki Lauda, James Hunt, crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. These guys. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. Ferrari.
Oh, did he get in a bad accident? I don't know if that's
Terrible.
in the
Yeah,
movie.
he got burned. I mean, yeah, he gets in a really bad accident. His entire face gets burned down to here. And he still races and he wins. Like
No
the same
way.
season after he gets burned. Yeah. It's a crazy story.
Ooh, that's insane, dude.
And then in real life, he stayed on like as a not team principal, but like a team consultant for Ferrari till like a couple years ago when he died. Like he was there for so long.
That's insane. Yeah. Respect, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Wow. Some good stuff, dude. Some great films. I think we're trying our best out here. We're trying our best out here. Oh,
I watched one more. I watched John Wick again.
Oh, okay. The first one?
Yeah, my roommate has never seen any of the John Wicks, and he saw Donnie Yen in the trailer for number 4, and he's like, I have to watch all the John Wicks now. So we started that.
Is his impression of it like too violent or pretty cool?
No, he liked it a lot. It was great, dude. It's hard when the dog dies. Are you kidding me? It's
yeah,
like,
dude.
You can't not root for John Wick. I will say, after seeing this movie a lot of times, the last 30 minutes is a slog. Like an absolute slog.
I don't remember the first one. I've seen second and third a couple more times, but that first one, yeah. First
after the nightclub,
a little older.
It plummets of like,
okay.
It's like, okay.
They're in the rain, right? Outside fighting with that guy from the car. And it's kind of,
yeah.
It's so slow. Yeah, I remember. Okay, I remember.
It's fine. Like, it's cool still, but like after watching it already, it's like, I don't need to watch it again. Like, I get it.
It's a little slug.
But the beginning's so good.
That's how I felt about Black Panther a little bit. I was watching Wakanda Forever, and I'm like, okay, this is a little slow. A tad slower than I remember.
Long movie, too.
Yeah. I was like watching with my dad, and I was noticing like, it's really long.
Sure.
So it's interesting. You notice the stuff after.
Thankfully, John Wick's like a tight 90 minutes versus Wakanda Forever was just like a loose 200 minutes.
That's true. It's a beastie boy. Yeah. Okay, well, there you have it, ladies and gents. Stay tuned. We got Super Bowl stuff coming up. We got more Last of Us every Sunday. What else we're cooking up? Checkpoint every Thursday. Got probably some good gaming news cooking this week.
Yep.
Probably. PSVR 2, I don't know.
Always is.
Always is. It always is every week. But yeah, thanks everybody for listening at home. Give us a review. Follow us on all social media. Always link down below. You can check out me and Vin on Twitter, our personal Twitter, see what we're talking about, see what interests us. And yeah, thanks for watching, supporting, enjoying our content as always. Love y'all.
Thank y'all. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.